Well, with me now is the Shadow Women and Equalities Secretary and Chair of the Labour Party, Anneliese Dodds. Anneliese, Labour have opposed these licences that the government has okayed. Grant Shapps says it would be your policy is mad, that we need to do this because of energy security.
What's mad is actually cutting ourselves out of that global race for jobs and new technologies, but also I would say it's mad keeping people's bills high, because actually what's driven much of the increase in people's bills has been the global price for gas. Now, actually the fact we produce gas domestically does not reduce the price of global gas. We've been really tethered to that global price because we've not seen the development of renewables that would have provided far, far cheaper energy. And really, I think Grant Shapps needs to explain why he seems to want to keep people's bills high, why he doesn't want to see our country having the benefit of those new jobs that will come from renewables, and why he's not been listening to business on this, because Labour's been working in partnership with business on these questions. They're really clear. They want to see the green energy sprint that Labour's committed to. They want to see those jobs in our country, and they simply do not understand why the Conservatives seem to be moving backwards on this rather than forwards.
But Grant Shapps and the Conservatives would say what they're doing is encouraging investment from business. They're encouraging the oil and the gas companies to come to the UK. And if you deny them this investment, jobs will go. Investment in the UK will go. They say, well, your plans will cost us money.
Well, the evidence doesn't support that at all. And actually, businesses themselves have been really clear about that. You know, most of these companies are already investing in renewables. They know that's the future. They know the incredible skilled workers that they have are going to be critical for our future as a country, whether we're talking about wind energy, about green hydrogen, about new nuclear, those different power sources where we have the technology, we have the skilled workforce, but we don't have a plan from government. And Labour set out that plan, as I said, in partnership with business. It's really frustrating that the Conservatives are pulling us backwards at the moment.
Have you been honest about how much your plan will cost?
Yes, we have been. In the long run, we know that it will actually reduce expenditure. Why? Because it's going to be getting people's bills down, because it's going to be ultimately ensuring that our economy is on a far more secure footing, because we've been losing that global race. As I said before, our country's GDP has suffered overall because of that. But we've also said, as I mentioned before, that we want to work in partnership. You know, we've set out, for example, the fact we want to have that green prosperity plan. And if you look at what bodies like, for example, the Office for Budget Responsibility have said, they've been clear, unless we invest in securing net zero in the future, it's going to be twice as expensive to be running to catch up if we push that back into the future.
I don't know if you saw the front of this morning's Daily Mail. In it, a man called Larch Maxey, who's a prominent member of Just Stop Oil, he says that he believes Labour suddenly shifted, in his words, their position on North Sea oil, your position on North Sea oil, after Just Stop Oil protested outside of Parliament. Is Just Stop Oil shaping Labour's political decisions?
No, absolutely not. And I find that claim a really strange one, to be honest with you. It's the position that Labour's taken for a really long time. It's not been shaped by any outside groups. You know, Keir Starmer's been completely clear about this. And quite frankly, I find it a little bit astonishing to have individuals claiming that they've pushed this. You know, we're finding that from quite a number of different groups now that Labour is ultimately setting out those policies to take our country forward, but they're definitely not shaped by any outside groups, that's for sure.
So will Labour overturn these oil and gas licences then if Keir Starmer comes to power?
So we won't overturn existing licences. Now, we've seen a lot of damage that's been done to our country's economic reputation over recent years, particularly, of course, last year. You know, our reputation for holding to international law, our reputation for actually governing economically prudently has been damaged by the Conservatives, and Labour never want to be going down that path and, for example, not honouring existing contracts or existing licences. We will not do that, but we won't grant new licences, and we think it's really important to be clear about that. We want businesses to be able to plan. The Conservatives have chopped and changed, they've altered their position time and again on this. That's not what business will get with Labour. We've been really upfront about our plans on this for a long time now, actually, and that 2030 decarbonisation target is one that we set out many, many months ago because we want to provide businesses with certainty.
OK, Anneliese Dodds, Shadow Secretary for Women and Equalities and Chair of the Labour Party. Thank you.